Hello, it's 5:05 on Wednesday and it is Wednesday the 27th of November. So tonight's jobs so far, I've got a couple of sets of steels that I gave from a couple of players on my team. They've asked for them to be sharpened. I've got another player asked for the skates to be sharpened and have a wee look at them, give them an MOT just in case. I've got the glove that I've got to finish, and can with Pam and see what she's up to. See that there's a ball lying on the floor. Is that a booby trap?
That's a booby trap. Well, I'm trying to fix this. Ta-da!
Yeah, she broke her phone.
It bounced out my hand and smash.
So whose phone have you got now?
I'm going to have to borrow yours till it goes through my insurance.
Oh, there you go. Oh, that would have been good. That would have been good.
Smash!
Brand new phone. What happens? Pam gets it. Smash.
So I'm going to try and load that onto that, but since I can't touch most of this screen, it's going to be a challenge. I can't get in to turn on the smart move, so we'll see how it goes. Nothing works, so we'll see if I can get it to respond enough to go. It's because I've got 12,000 pictures on this.
Yeah. I don't have any pictures on my phone. I usually try and take them all off and put them onto a hard drive somewhere.
Well, to be fair, if I plug it in, I'll be able to get everything off of it, but it'll take me 4 days to unload all of it.
There's a problem with that though, because you have to authorise it on your screen to be able to allow it to be able to...
It's been in that before.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, so, but I need to put it on there and then off, on there and then off, on there and off, because that will take 12,000 pictures.
Well, there's that.
So, yes, I was stuck.
So that's what Pam's got to deal with tonight. I'm going to get my beady stitcher on the go and we'll get working. So, as we can see, rather sleepy puppies tonight. We had an incident with one of them. So as most people will know, that we've got Hector the boxer. Hector was out the back door, he was doing his business, and one of them ran right through his business, shall you say, and ended up with a nice brown moustache. So I had to basically bath both dogs today because they were absolutely rotten. This is just what you deal with on a day-to-day basis. It's just life in general when you think, yeah, just a bit shit. But anyway, let's get working. Afternoon, it is Friday 29th of November, it is 3:17. We were unfortunately at a funeral today, so that's why the shop is slightly later opening. We know that there was a couple of people that were quite perturbed at the fact that we weren't opened. We did actually post up that we were going to a funeral yesterday, and we did post up this morning that we were going to not be open until after 3. So we're now in the shop, it's after 3, and as you can see, the dogs are here with us. We had to go home and get them. So one of the things that we had spoke about in the last vlog was Lennon's gloves. Now, Lennon was obviously a lucky wee boy who managed to get my Pams for my gloves, these ones that are up here, ready to get taken apart or get put back together, shall you say. So Lennon's gloves are all done, Pams are redone, and they are now ready to be collected. So I think he's actually waiting outside with the shutters is actually still down, but I think he's actually outside the shop just now, champing at the bit to get in and get his new gloves, or his refurbished gloves. So we'll get the shutter up and we'll get on the way. Pamela, how are you today?
Hi. Right, I'm fine. I've had migraine after migraine after migraine since 6 o'clock tomorrow.
I get them as well, which isn't nice. Anyway, right, there's a queue of people, so we better get working. So that was a bit of a mad rush. It's now a minute past 4. How many sharpenings was that there? I think we'll come back to Pam another day. She's not feeling the best today. I think we had about 10 or 15 sharpenings, which was...
I think it was about 10.
I think it was 15 because there was a couple with 2 sets of steels. So this is what we're kind of working with here. They're going to try and eat me or the camera, one of the two. Right, so, oh, that's always good when you forget you've got one of these right underneath your feet and you nearly squash them, especially when you've got size 11 feet. So,
no! No!
Yeah, the perils of having dogs in the shop. Anyway, right, I'm going to go and find some stuff to do. I don't know really what I'm going to go and find to do because there's really not that much to do just now. more or less done everything I had to do over the last couple of days. One of the repairs I did is I gave that a little bit of a sewing on the back of the tendon guard because the tendon guards were broken. So both of the skates got it. One was worse than the other. The first one was obviously the worst. The next job I've got to do is I'm going to have to take the laces out of these skates and I'm going to have to sew in the tongues. The tongues in the true skates are pretty decent. Obviously they're interchangeable, you can change them in and out because of the Velcro, but what we're tending to find is most of the people that have got them are having the issue that they'll use the tongue to try and get their foot into the skate, so they'll use that to pull on to try and put their foot in, and the tongues are coming out. So what I'm tending to find is most of the people are asking me to sew them in place because it's a modification I did on my own ones. So that'll be the next modification I'm going to get done. I'm maybe time lapse that since there's really nothing else on just now. It has been very, very quiet this week. Tuesday we were in, but because it was so quiet and it's due for pay week, I usually find that the 4th week of the month is very, very, very quiet. Anyway, I'm going to get this done. So as usual, just as I say I'm going to go and do a job, more jobs come in. So I've got the North Air skates in. They've obviously come in for a wee touch up before the weekend's junior games or SNL games, so I'm going to work my way through them. So for Friday that's us finished. Got all the sharpenings done that I was needing to do, dealt with all the customers I had to deal with. Pam was obviously on the phone making a lot of phone calls to customers on their orders, where things are. We're due some orders in this week, or sorry, next week. I think there's 3 big deliveries that's due. The other job that I did, well, I didn't do on camera due to the fact that there was customers in the store right up until just now, which is, believe it or not, 6:05. We shut about an hour ago, or meant to shut an hour ago. I done the little bead of stitching across there, and I done a little bead of stitching across there just to hold the tongues in place. I know it doesn't look the greatest of stitching, but it will do the job to hold the tongues in place and then stop them falling out. So for tonight, that's me absolutely finished. I'm heading home. I've got to take some stuff to the local Elite League game for one of the referees, or a couple of the referees, looking for socks and shin sleeves. So I'm going to take them to the game tonight. Looks like I'm going myself. Pam's obviously not feeling the greatest. So anyway, I'll catch you tomorrow. Saturday the 30th of November, it's 12:41, I'm late as usual. Don't have pups, twin pups, and don't have twin kids. They just keep you late all the time. So let's get started. So first custom job of the day is fitting some 2mm lifts underneath here. So we've already got some pre-made lifts that's going to go underneath this part here. Well, they call them a shim, but I call them lifts. So we're going to set some, I think it's 3mm lifts that we're going to put under these ones. Obviously to lift the player a wee bit higher on his heels, so he's on his toes a wee bit more. He likes the shape of the steels that he's got just now. We put a lift on his previous skates, so we're going to do that now, and I'm going to time lapse that for you. So most of the sharpenings have all been done and most of the repairs have been done. As you've seen, obviously did Wilson's lifts for him. Now we have another pair of skates that are in. This is going to be difficult to show you with one hand, but I'm going to try anyway. So basically what's happened is the stitching has failed on the skate and the skate is coming away from the toe cap. So what I've got to do now is set up and get my trusty speedy stitcher out, push the toe cap back into the right position and sew it back in place. So that's what I'm going to do next, and that will be time lapse as well. Just as I took the skate away, I had a wee kind of feel about the toe cap. Yeah, the toe cap's a wee bit worse for wear than I thought. It's actually coming clean off the skate, so I'm going to actually have to get a wee bit of epoxy or a wee bit of glue in there as well. So I'm going to actually have to take the holder off, and then I'm going to have to press it in place, and then I'm going to have to re-sew it. So a wee bit more in depth than what I thought it was going to be. So here we go. Hello. So it's good to actually get a chance to say hello to you since when I come in.
Oh, I got a fright. I walked around that door and it was like, woof. I think there was about 40 people standing staring at me.
Yep, that's how busy it gets just before Christmas, but to be fair, it wasn't really that. I wouldn't necessarily
Orders
say,
are starting to come in.
Yeah.
It was just a wee bit slower. It's been all repairs and sharpenings and stuff today. But we are launching, instead of it being Black Friday, because everyone does that, we're going to do a Christmas countdown. Christmas countdown?
I call it Christmas countdown.
So there's a 10% off code going to go live tomorrow, 1st of December, not run to the 24th of December.
So we were rudely interrupted by a customer. How dare they?
How dare they? Imagine us being open.
I know, imagine us being open and being open for business, that is.
Are we?
So what's the plans? What have you got to do?
I have absolutely no idea. So as we were saying, we've got the Christmas countdown to launch. So 10% code will go live, and then for every full £100 spent, you'll get a £10 voucher back, which you will be emailed electronically once your order completes, whether it's in store or whatever. And that you can use that from January. So I was learning how to do that all on the new site, which was quite easy, quite interesting, quite good. So it was very easy to set up the codes for the discounts, and very easy, I think, I haven't done it yet. I should maybe send myself a voucher to make sure it works. But relatively easy to set up the voucher. So we're going to launch that. I was going to try and get the marketing stuff done for that today, so that we can then repost it throughout December and use it going forward. So that's to be done. And then I've got a figure skate order that has to be done and completed, because I've been waiting on some stuff coming in, so that's got to be done. I've got a customer I actually need to phone about a figure skate order, because I have to order her dance boots from Graf directly, and they're going to take 4 to 6 weeks to come. So definitely won't have them before Christmas, but potentially it might be the mid to the end of January, depending on, you can't count the 2 weeks of Christmas because Graf shuts. All factories shut for the 2 weeks in between Christmas and New Year, so they probably won't open until first full week in January. So if they don't get the order until this week, then you're talking 3 weeks in December, 3 weeks in January maybe, potentially, before we get them. So I'm going to phone the customer and make sure she's okay to wait for them, then get that order confirmed and sent from Graf.
So I've had a couple of questions about the Graf Ultra Cs, and what are they going to be available, what the price of them are, and when they're going to be in stock. So I'm putting you on the spot here.
I know the different suppliers, I don't know. Graf Hockey comes from a different supplier to Graf Figure. Graf Figure, so all my boleros, the dance boots, all the figure boots all come via the supplier that's had that contract for a very long time.
They used to be the same contract, but then it's just recently been bought over.
Recently been separated out, and another company now own the rights to import and sell the Graf Hockey, which is good because the other supplier wasn't particularly interested in the hockey side of things. They were only really particularly interested in figure skate things, which is fine, that's their bread and butter. The Graf C's at the moment, there's only regular and whole sizes sitting there. I think it's maybe only the sample ones that have
It's only the
been
smaller
sent.
sizes so far.
Yeah, so and there's no half sizes and there's no wides available. Now it could be because this supplier, they did put it out for us all to put a booking order through, but you don't know how popular it's going to be. You don't want it to be sitting with the full range of graph C's and having completely bankrupt yourself and nobody buys them. So we're kind of hanging off to see what they're going to stock. They should be getting some more stuff in, don't know when that'll be, but
so that's the
sounds
next
slightly more
question is,
stuff in.
seeing as in that Pamela melted mask gates, can we get me something sorted soon? Maybe a pair of graph Ultra C's to try. Can we maybe even draw around my feet and see if they've got a set that's very, very close to my size?
Yes, does.
Thank you very much, that'd be lovely.
So that's the plan.
Skate killer, skate killer. So back on to what I'm actually doing here. This is the repair so far. I've obviously done one wee bead of stitching up here. I'm going to have to go all the way up and all the way back down and then all the way back up again just to hold it in place. The skate has now, the toe cap is now pretty solid. I might actually do the other side as well just to be on the safe side. I want the skate to have a wee bit more longevity. Obviously coming up to Christmas and stuff like that, you'll find that this customer may decide to go for a different pair of skates. I mean, the skate is starting to show signs of wear and at the back end and up here, but it's still relatively good. The structure of the skate itself is still relatively solid enough. So we're obviously, one of the big things I find that's really, really easy when you're sewing with a pair of the CCMs that you can actually take the tongue out, and then now I've got full access to where I need to sew, and you can see just in this kind of area here, hopefully, that's where I'm sewing. So that's the plan. I'm going to try and get these done because I've been trying to get them done all day. The time is now 3:28. We've obviously been in from 12:30 today, or 12:45, because we were slightly late because of the pests over there.
No, it wasn't their fault.
And our children as well.
It wasn't their fault, they were all ready to go. It was our darling children who decided that they wanted to dress themselves and took 45 minutes to do it. Because apparently I'm not suitable for picking their clothes anymore. And when I laid out her suggestions, she went, "I'm not wearing those socks." I swear, I think we should send it to boot camp or something.
I'm pretty sure there's a market we could sell her.
Oh, we get more dogs?
Yes, we're joking, don't worry about it, we're not going to sell our children.
Who's not? Who's not?
Right.
Apparently we should sell them on Etsy because we made them.
Yeah, exactly. But then again, we should maybe we have our own platform. Cold-blooded sports. Sell them on the website.
To be fair, it would last 3 minutes with anybody and they would be back for a refund.
Oh, 100%.
Meanwhile, we'll be in the Bahamas going, "Sorry!"
Apparently everybody thinks that that's what we're doing anyway with our orders.
Well,
Like I've said multiple times, things do take time and some people just don't listen that it takes time. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I keep telling people we're running a business which is specifically very difficult to get ice hockey equipment at the moment. A lot of the suppliers are not stocking a lot of stuff at the moment due to the fact of the cost of living. So a lot of the suppliers are not bringing in what they would have brought in previously. Pamela, would you like to interject in this? Would you like to yeah, I know you're messaging a customer back, but
multitasking.
you're breathing, you're holding a phone, that's multitasking to do.
Right, exactly. Can you refresh the subject?
They're refreshing the subject on the fact that ice hockey equipment is very difficult to get at the moment, and not all the suppliers are bringing in everything in the ranges due to the fact of the cost of living and how much it's costing them to bring equipment in.
Yep, so when you look at the available stock, when I get the stock list sent or I log on to the systems, you can tell with what is missing, and what you can't get, and that you're spending a lot more time than I ever did in 13 years looking about for the specifics for people. People give me a specific, I want a stick and a left hand curve of P28, I want a pair of shorts in this spec and blah blah blah. It becomes very difficult to find it because if it's anything out with the norm or the kind of normal stocked items, so like I want a blue royal helmet, I want a red helmet, I want this, it's so hard to get. It's like a needle in a haystack. And the suppliers are not stocking the quantities that they used to stock, so they'll instead of stocking 10 pairs of mid-range skates. Those can stock 1 or 2, and then they'll refresh the range, which means if you pick your order at that time where it's went out of stock and they're still waiting it coming from Europe, up shit creek, tough luck, you'll need to wait 5 to 6 weeks for it to become available. The same with the figure skates. You've got, you know, Graf that comes from Switzerland, so to cut down on the cost, they don't ship half as often as they used to, so it runs out pretty quickly, especially if it's popular. If you think about it, they don't stock as much as they used to, then everybody's having to wait, so when the order arrives, a big slice of that order is already back ordered and ready to go out, so you're then even less numbers that you're using for your regular stock, and it disappears very quickly. And that's what's been with some of the sizes I'm waiting on. Yeah, it's just difficult all round. They don't keep as much in as they used to.
Thanks for that insightful moment of joyful
You told
talking.
me to interject. I interjected. I
told you to interject, not to get everybody to fall asleep. You're at it.
Cut it, you know how to edit.
I'll cut it. I am cut. Yeah, that's yours. Right. Anyway, right. I'm going to go.
To not interjecting.
Yeah, go and do what you were meant to be doing. Imagine not getting in touch with your customers. We'll have another angry email about how somebody never got an email or a text message or couldn't answer the phone because we were so busy. And then when we see videos like this, they then say, "Well, you were sitting doing nothing that entire time."
For 5 minutes of the video.
Well, technically this section is nearly 10 minutes. Just turn 10 seconds. 10 minutes, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Right, anyway, I'm going to go on with what I'm doing because Pam's obviously boring today.
When you're dancing at night, I feel your heartbeat in my dreams sometimes. If you ever need me, you can hit my line. I'm one call away, girl. Do you feel my heartbeat? I feel your heartbeat. Do you feel my heartbeat? I feel your heartbeat.
So just a quick recap on this repair. The toe box had to be glued back onto the bottom of the outsole. The insole, the proper insole that people stand on, not the actual one that can come in and out, the plastic one, had to be glued back onto the toe cap. It's hard to do with one hand, there we go. And here. Then obviously all the rivets were taken out and it had to be pressed. Then it had to be sewn along this part here on this side and this part here on this side. So the skate is now absolutely solid again, and it's now had all new steel rivets and new coppers there as well. Unfortunately we're using the slightly bigger coppers. I prefer to use the smaller ones. The smaller ones are the thinner ones, but they're out of stock of them at the moment and they're due in for the next order. So obviously I prefer to use them because one, they're easier to cut, and two, they splay a little easier as well. So that's that for today so far. We still have another hour still to go. It's relatively quiet just now, so if you're ever looking to try and get a hold of us on a Saturday, try from 4 o'clock because usually it's quite quiet after 4.
There's normally a break between 3:30 and 4:30, and then it all goes, or usually it's through about the 3 o'clock mark for half an hour, and then watch this, I've just ordered us lunch, so 4:15, ping, till the end of the shift.
It's an old joke that we used to say, oh it's getting quite quiet, so let's order some food, and then what happens is
The door goes ding.
the door goes down. Not with the food, just with customers. You see that, or if you're recording something like this, people come in. So there's a pup date up for a pup date for you guys. Sleepy wee babies we've got today. Right, back to it. Well, that's it. 10 past 5, or 8 minutes past 5. Sorry, I need to get it correct for YouTube, just in case. You know how people like to make comments about things that are not right. So it's 8 minutes past 5, or 9 minutes past 5, just as I said that. That's us finished for tonight. So obviously quite a busy day today. It was unusually busy today. Usually it's the week before payday is very, very quiet, but obviously there's quite a lot of people must have get paid just there. So we were very busy today. Lots of repairs. There's still some skates sitting here that have to go out
To be collected.
and obviously we've still got this little pest and that little pest and the dog. But yes, so that's us finished for today. Hopefully you liked the content that you have seen. If there's anything specific you guys would like to see, please like, share and subscribe. Comment down below with what you'd like to see us do, repairs wise or orders wise, whatever else. And you can catch us on www.coldbloodedsports.com. You can catch us on TikTok, you can catch us on Facebook, you can catch us on Instagram, and what else can you catch us on? YouTube. So until then guys,
To talk to the camera.
yeah, Holly's want to say hello here. Big kisses. Right, thanks a lot for watching guys. See you in the next one.